Yeah, hi everyone, welcome to Emsley Lodge for another week. Because of the extreme heat last week, I didn't run a lot of horses, so they'll all go around this week. I have a really busy week this week. Us, however, we were still very busy down at the Melbourne Premier Yearling Sales, and prices were interesting. Prices were around about the same as what they were last year. I thought they might have been a little bit softer, but we were still very active, as James will show you a little bit later on, at the sales, and thanks to everybody who backed us and bought us some bloody nice yearlings, I tell you. So hopefully the team of 2019 is a very good one. So be really interested, and James will show you exactly what we bought a bit later on. Yeah, okay, now, because we were so quiet last week, we're going to be very, very busy this week. So let's kick off at Ararat on Friday. Now, a nice little first starter called Benatari. He's having his first start, 1100 metres, 3-year-old maiden first up. Drawn a sticky gate, so he's really going to need some luck early in the race. So, but he's a jump out and probably sit in the first 3 or 4 and just see how he goes. But he certainly could probably run a place in that race. Miss Matilda, now she's had a tiny little bit of soreness in one of her hind legs. We've sorted that out, and she goes back to the races, and she's had 3 starts for 3 seconds, so you would think she's going to be round about the mark again. Not sure if a little tight track like Ararat's going to suit her, but the horse certainly seems to be going well enough, and she only really has to sort of find a length or so, and she'll be right around about the mark. Cool World. Now, Cool World went really well first up. He had a year off racing and no trial, and we just took him up to Werribee and used it as a trial. He got a long way back and sort of worked home to finish sort of midfield a little bit better. Goes up to the 1300. He's probably still 1 run away, but his work was very sharp through the week, and he's sort of going to be hitting the line really hard. Really keen to sort of get in there because he's in very, very good condition, that horse. Gambeson was probably a little bit disappointing the other day. He drew a sort of a sticky gate and got a bit buffeted early in the run, come wide, and I was just probably a little bit disappointed on how he finished off. So we now go to, I'll put a set of blinkers back on him and fire him up and put him further forward. I want him sort of sitting outside the leader. When he won, he actually led under a lot of pressure and then give a good kick on the corner. So go back to the same track and distance, and hopefully that just finds those couple of lengths he's sort of missing. Now, Crafty Lion, I took him up to the 2600 metres the other day, and he just didn't run the trip. He jumped out and sort of pulled very hard early in the race, and then sort of was really weak late. So I would give him a little freshen up, brought him back to the 2000 metres. He won his maiden at Ararat over 2000 metres really well. So he goes to a 58 grade, same sort of track, same distance. So the jury's out a little bit on this horse, but I can't fault him. He's in really good condition. He's just one of those horses who always looks like he's going to run a big trip, but both his runs over 1.5 miles have been ordinary, yet his 1.25 mile form is really good. So back to 1.25 miles, let's see how he goes. Okay, then we might hop in the long drive up to Edenhope. I'm not 100% sure whether I'm going to run these 2 horses yet, but young Douro was quite disappointing the other day. As soon as we took a sit on him, he sort of handed up pretty easily and then was sort of battled up the straight. So I've thrown the blinkers on him, given him a gallop this week, and he was very, very sharp. He's drawn a good gate, expect him to jump lead and take a fair bit of running down at Edenhope. He only has to take his track work to the races and he'll win. But it was very disappointing the other day at Terang, so I want to really see how he goes. The old boy Severn Road, he's had a couple of runs now. He's ready to go. His fitness is good, drawn a good gate. He'll bowl out and give a good sight. I'll just have a good look at the field and make sure that's the right sort of race for him. But he's going to be right around about the mark, the old boy Severn Road, and he's overdue for a win. And the wife's on to me. He's got to start winning. So hopefully on Saturday's the day. Okay, now on Saturday at Flemington, we've got Prince Ziggy in a 1.25 mile race there. It looks like a reasonably strong race. He's been battling away and sort of just getting beaten by a couple of nice horses at this grade. Once again, he sort of saddles up. He's probably going to be, I don't know, 7 or 8 to 1 and going to be around about a good each way bet again. You know, he's overdue to sort of actually crack one of these good races. He's doing nothing wrong and getting very narrowly beaten, but at the end of the day, he's not winning. So we really need him to sort of put his head in front. I've also got him in at Stony Creek on Sunday in the Stony Creek Cup. Now he's going to be an emergency there. I'll have a good look at the field, but he'll either go to Flemington Saturday in a benchmark 90 or go to the Stony Creek Cup on Sunday. Now, talking about Stony Creek Sunday, got a couple of interesting horses in there. Now, Fortune Rose has been sort of right around about the mark, sort of just out of the place gettings in town, and there's a really good prize money race down at Stony Creek for her. It's benchmark 70 for 3-year-olds. I galloped her this morning. I was wrapped with her work, so I'll just see how she pulls up from that, but she might go down to Stony Creek on Sunday. Aloof, I had him in last week, and it was a really hot sort of day, so I pulled him out, and he can probably go down there. Only a smallish sort of field should suit him, but I don't think I've ever seen that horse look better. He's just having no luck at the races. His last start at Donald was horrible. He just didn't. He sat outside the leader and didn't give a yelp. So the blinkers are back on. Hopefully that fires him up. Also got Prince Ziggy in the Cup. Not sure whether I'll go to Flemington or Stony Creek with him. I think the Stony Creek race is probably the best option, but because we've accepted with him on the Saturday, he's actually an emergency at Stony Creek. So I really have to see first of all if he gets a run at Stony Creek. If not, he'll go to Flemington. Yeah, now Tuesday, got a couple of horses in. It was a Seymour meeting and they've just transferred them to Echuca, so I'm not sure if we'll go up there. But Pantera Nera, I had him in at Hamilton on Thursday, and that race just didn't look right. He drew a bad gate and looked to be a lot of pressure inside him, so that didn't work out. So I'll probably take him up there. 1400 metre Class 1 looks like a nice race for him, and so he can probably go up there. And I'll also take Minyinga. Once again, I thought it was Seymour, and whether I'll go all the way to Echuca with her, I'm not sure. But there's a nice 64 benchmark and 1400 metre race there for her. That looks like a nice sort of race for her. She'll bounce and sit right outside the leader, and Echuca track should suit her. Would have preferred it being Seymour's, not as far to drive, but anyway, we'll see. But she seems to be in good order. I've just changed her training regime around a little bit, and it seems to be really working with her. It's good. In a Sandown Wednesday, as I said earlier, Minyinga, I want to find a nice little race for her. There's a 1300 metre there. I'll just have to see when the fields come out, what sort of field that is. But she'll either go to Echuca on the Tuesday, or Sandown on the Wednesday. But the Sandown race just might be a bit tad strong for her, I'm not really sure. But I'll just have a good look at the fields and see how we go.
G'day guys, welcome to Around the Stables. Yeah, we had a super busy week up at Melbourne Premier, and yeah, for this week's segment we're going to have a flick through the yearlings that we purchased at Melbourne Premier. We'll kick off with the So You Think filly that we purchased. Yeah, lovely big sort of staying filly. Did a lot of work to try to find that nice staying filly, and I think yeah, we've found one. New clients purchased her, so yeah, really excited to get her to the racetrack. We also purchased a Smart Missile colt, which I've actually got here. There's still shares available in him. He's a little runner. He'll probably head off the breakers probably over the next 6 weeks, and yeah, no, he's a really good sort of get up and run sort of horse. We also got a All Too Hard colt. He's got a pretty serious pedigree, that horse. A lot of stallions in the page. There's Excites, Dewporth, Delago Deluxe. He'll probably need that little bit of time, but if he certainly runs up to his stallion pedigree, yeah, he'll certainly make a racehorse. Another filly we purchased was from the Rosemont stud draft. We purchased the More Than Ready filly. She's also a lovely big staying filly. She's out of a Seville mare, so yeah, she'll get over a bit of ground, and yeah, certainly look forward to racing a horse with where I actually used to work, Rosemont stud. And the last horse that we'll come home with is the Olympic Glory. He's half to Macrobius, who yeah, won in town last prep. So yeah, Mike yeah, took him to the sales and went through the whole sales process, but unfortunately he didn't get the money that he was after, and the money that we certainly thought he was worth. So he'll come back to the farm. He'll go off to get broken in, and yeah, hopefully he comes out as big as strong as his brother Macrobius. If you guys want to get involved here at Emsley Racing with the 2 horses that we've seen today, they're the shares still available in those 2 horses. The shares in the other 3 horses, they've been snapped up quickly. So if you certainly want to get involved here at Emsley Racing, give Jane a call or head to the website because those shares will sell quickly.
Hi guys, really looking forward to the weekend ahead. We'll start with Friday at Ararat. I've got a horse called Wanamiri who ran a good second at Terang last start, just found one better on the day. He goes to Ararat in a maiden, probably not with as much depth, so he should hopefully be hard to beat on Friday. On Saturday we've got a good opportunity to go to Launceston on the Saturday night for a couple of apprentice races up there. It's the start of their National Apprentice Series. We've got 4 rides over there, so really looking forward to that. One of my rides, Taylor the Fox, in the maiden Class 1 over a mile. Should be pretty hard to beat, I reckon. So we've got a good book of rides so far for the week ahead. Hopefully we can pick up a few more rides earlier next week, but really looking forward to the trip over to Tassie and of course Friday Ararat, and hopefully got a winner or two to talk about next week.
That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. Yeah, we had a really busy week this week down at the sales, and yeah, pretty excited about a few of the horses we brought home. We've got a really busy week for ourselves on the racetrack. We'll be at the races nearly every day and have quite a few runners in, so it's probably the worst part about having a week last week where we didn't have a lot of runners. We've got double the runners this week. What else is on? Newmarket Handicap Saturday. I think there's 23 or 24 horses in the Newmarket, so that's always a good race. Up the straight, 1200 metres, let them go. It's probably the horse that runs 10th normally gets beaten about a length and a half, so yeah, really keen to see what's going on there. But we might even have Ziggy down there on Saturday, so I might hang around for the day and watch a few go around. Until next week, see you later. Now wait, because I've missed a horse, because there was somebody ringing me to buy some really, really high quality yearlings, and hopefully the team of 2019, 1919.